Hey, Top 10 fans, welcome to another brand new episode of Topic
Thunder.
Here from the Top 10 show. You know, this is something we do for our patrons. Matt, $5 and above, they get to send in questions, topics, comments for us to talk about. You know, and sometimes a show will be 4 to 6 questions. Sometimes a show is 2 questions, depending on what conversation it sparks. And we never look at these ahead of time. And they're so much fun to get into and communicate with our patrons, and especially on the heels of finish up a great golden ticket tournament, Matt.
Yeah, we get to meet so many of them, and it's nice to put faces to names. And this is also another way where if you get, sometimes we get like Machine Gun Lemke, and he'll say like 2 or 3, but you get an idea of what Chris is like, where he's at when he's thinking about this and whatnot. And it's nice to kind of technically meet the people.
Yeah.
And like you said, we don't know what it is beforehand before we get it. And it's a surprise each and every time. And I'm ready to jump in. What about you?
Let's do it. What's our first one?
All right. Our first one comes from Charles Kim. It says, "Hey, Matt and John, I hope all is well. Having just watched HBO's Tiger Woods documentary and ESPN's The Last Dance in the spring, I have a few questions for you. Who transcended their respective sport more, Jordan or Tiger? And who suffered more greatly because of their fame? Thanks, and keep up the great work. Sincerely, Chaz Kim."
Wow. Great question, Matt. And I feel there's a third question inherent in what he said here, which is the better documentary?
Sure. Okay.
So I would say for revelations, the Tiger Woods documentary is better. For overall enjoyment and reliving an incredible team, an incredible time in the NBA as well, The Last Dance is better.
Okay.
Who transcended their respective sport more? I would have to say Tiger. Jesus, it's close, though. I mean, I might change my mind by the end of our back and forth here, but Tiger is what I feel like, because he represented a sea change in terms of there was a star who was black, young, stepped into it. He had been playing since he was a toddler. And he stepped up to the plate and won so many Masters and won so many tournaments and took the world by storm, revolutionized the game of golf by introducing lifting weights and fitness regimens and eating all this kind of stuff that hadn't really been around with golf for a lot. I mean, Jack Nicklaus was always doughy. You have the Craig Stadler, Lee Trevino. These are not svelte men of great physical specimens necessarily.
Okay.
It was Tiger who came in and kind of changed all that. And also, as a black golfer, came in and changed the idea that people of color could slide into golf here and become uber successes. And the marketing, the money, I mean, it was just kind of limited, where I think Tiger went global and mainstream in a way that neither Jack Nicklaus or Tom Watson ever came close to doing, in my opinion.
What about the last one? Who suffered?
Tiger. I don't think Jordan has suffered in the least bit about his fame. I think he loves being famous. I think Tiger suffered the most. I don't think he was ready for it at all.
It's like I am the opposite on both answers. I think Jordan transcended. Put it this way: if Jordan and Tiger walked into a room, everybody is surrounding Jordan 5 deep.
Really? You think over Tiger?
I still think people will be like, "Oh God, that's Tiger Woods," but they'll be like, "That's fucking Michael Jordan." And that's in a sport that already had acclaim, and Magic and Bird were famous.
That's what I'm saying.
By their own estimation, Jordan was a completely other level. It's like not even close. It's the quotes of George Clooney when they were doing Ocean's 11, seeing the paparazzi swarm Brad Pitt and be like, "That's famous. We're all famous, but that dude is another level that we don't exist at." And I think they're both incredibly famous, but I think just transcended the sport. He's already famous. I mean, the sport is already well known, and to become, without a doubt, the most famous athlete in the world for 2 decades, and still probably in the discussion to some degree, but he's been supplanted by LeBron and by Ronaldo and Messi, and just with a younger generation, and the next generation will replace those guys.
So LeBron,
yeah, inevitably.
Yeah.
And then suffered. I think it's because of that. You see the isolation of Jordan because he became so famous that he just was prevented from doing anything remotely normal. His life is dissected to a degree that Tiger's wasn't as much. No athlete really is as much, except for now in the social media age.
Yeah, but I can't agree with that because I mean he could have walked away, dude. He could have shut himself out. He could have told him, but he still runs the Jumpman stuff. He owns an NBA team, so he wants the fame. He craves the fame. Whether it means that he's stuck in a house all day because he can't go to other places, so be it. But he courts it. And I think there's no suffering in that if you're constantly trying to get more of it when you could walk away. Whereas Tiger, I think.
How did he suffer from his fame?
Tiger?
He suffered from the situation that he got himself into.
But when you watch that document, did you watch the documentary yet?
No.
It's a great doc because you see how he is unable to form these kind of like regular relationships in life because of what he was exposed to at such a young age with his fame by his dad and his mom. I mean, there's a couple of girlfriends that were driven away by his parents because they were affecting his approach to becoming famous. And when he became famous, all of this stuff got exposed. Like he didn't have the proper training to understand how to be famous and to navigate the fame, the pill popping, the issues with his wife sleeping with those women all over the place and getting caught. Jordan slept with one of those. He never fucking got caught, never had an issue with it. Why didn't it never came after him with a fucking golf club? And I think those are those things that you have to factor into the situation. And and he was a sensitive kid. So everything was being monitored, and every loss, every time he didn't show up, every time he didn't make the cut, when he was getting the injuries, trying to come back, he became an object of ridicule in a way that Jordan has never been since he started winning titles.
Well, I think that's the difference. Before that, it was, and you know, I haven't seen the doc, so I don't know that degree of the backstory. So you very well could be right on the who suffered the most. I just think once they got the fame, the difference in levels between the two fame to me is still staggering. But without knowing you do have to take into account the fact that he was famous from a young age. I mean, he went to college for what, a year, maybe 2 years, if memory serves, and then turned pro, and he was hot shit from almost day one. Yeah, from the jump. Yeah, absolutely. He'd won like 4 or 5 junior championships, which are essentially the masters of the junior level. Yeah. So he was certainly, you know, so it's like LeBron, right? With LeBron, they were following him from high school on. You know, with Jordan, it was not the same. Yeah, from 16 on. Exactly. With Jordan, it wasn't quite the same because Jordan wasn't even the best player on that North Carolina Tar Heels team at the time. So at the time. Yeah. Worthy and, you know, Sam, well, I don't know if Sam Perkins was ahead of him, but Worthy definitely was. Certainly. Yeah. But he was also older, and Jordan really hadn't become Jordan yet. I don't think he did until after he left college. Yeah, agree. After they put the whole Bulls franchise on his shoulders, that's when he became the alpha, or really awoken the alpha dog within him. Well, talking like hearing Bobby Knight talk about the Olympic team when he was, you know, one of the college kids coming in, and they beat the pros in a scrimmage game type of thing. But Bobby Knight declared at that point he's the best basketball player I've ever seen. Now, who knows his motivations? Was it he wants to hype up college kids because that's who he deals with, and it only helps him recruit and everything like that? Who knows? I don't know, but bears out quite a bit of truth all these years later. Of like, man, maybe it very well could have been the best basketball player even at that age, because he's just used to dealing with 18, 19, 20-year-olds that are still developing, and then here comes this dude that's pretty much fully formed. I think Jordan hunted down the fame. And fame for Tiger was an indirect result of his desire to be the greatest golfer on the planet. Whereas I think with Jordan, it was very much a focused. It's difficult because Tiger came after Jordan. So Jordan kind of trailblazed. Yeah, he had made the blueprint. What you saw. Right. He essentially made, as you said, like Magic and Bird were famous. Dr. J, they were all, they had shoes. Certainly had merchandise, but it was Jordan who went fucking global, man. Well, shoes and then marketing campaign and a clothing line with the shoes, and then Gatorade and McDonald's, and everybody came in and crafted this bullshit persona of a nice guy that just doesn't exist. All the, you know, once you get to read enough about the guy and see the documentaries and be like, I'm sure he's nice to some people. Sure, Charles Oakley, maybe. Yeah, maybe just because Oak could take him. Right, exactly. But I mean, there's an overwhelming amount of evidence where this guy was just so competitive that it had to destroy countless relationships within his life.
I think if you hunt the fame down, you're more equipped to deal with it. I think if you're sensitive about fame or sensitive kid going into fame, I think you're tailor-made to get destroyed. And whatever, I think Tiger now coming out of that documentary, he seems like a man who's been through hell and he's climbed out of it. Yeah. And he's very comfortable with who he is now. Well, and that was great to see at the doc.
But I think to some degree, Tiger was expecting fame of a golfer, and he got fame of,
right,
not a golfer. That's for damn sure. I knew more about Tiger than I've known about any golfer ever, and probably ever will. But he was flat out captivating to watch. I loved watching Tiger play.
Me too, bud. And whenever Tiger plays, the ratings are almost double, sometimes triple from what that tournament was the year before. So he's still at this advanced age as a golfer. I say that not advanced age as a human, but as a golfer, he still brings eyes to whatever tournament he's on if he's in it. And Jordan, I mean, like, there's no one like Jordan. There never will be anyone like Jordan. He's just a uniquely driven human being to achieve the greatest and control his environment at the same time consistently. I mean, that documentary is great because you get full Jordan when he's looking at those videos and there's pictures. That bitch is petty till the day he dies. And it's like incredible.
The fact of the matter is you don't even get full Jordan. That's Jordan thinking he's putting on relatively a good public face.
That's a good point. That's a good point. It's probably worse. He's even more brutal behind the scenes, I bet. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
I mean, I can't even imagine reading the stories, and I've read just about every book on the Jordan era Bulls, of him destroying his teammates, and just like what was said when the reporters weren't around,
right? Or
there wasn't somebody embedded with the team traveling around, which doesn't happen anymore, so you don't get those stories.
Yeah,
just like he was ruthless. He destroyed a couple of his teammates' confidence so much that they kind of washed out.
Jason Collins, yeah, absolutely.
Several. There was, anyway.
I wonder though, Matt, if he hadn't had control of this documentary, which again is Jordan, so he's going to have uber control. How much of the real Jordan would we have seen? The footage of the real Jordan at the practices and blah, 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 what have you.
We wouldn't have gotten more than likely Pippen and Phil Jackson and Dennis Rodman, and we wouldn't have gotten any of those guys because they all went to him and said Jordan's in.
Yeah,
the producers did, and everyone went, okay,
all right.
So you could get it from reporters or whoever else is willing to speak, teammates, Randy Brown might sit down with you or something. And I'm not knocking Randy Brown, but it's not Scotty. It's not Dennis. It's not anybody that people know firsthand or have a first name basis recognition with.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I still need to see the Tiger.
Yeah, dude, it's good. It's good. It's 4 hours or 3 hours and something. It's really fucking good. All right. Well, thanks to Chaz Kim, as you said, for the question. Lemke, should we go to Lemke next, or should we skip him? Okay,
let's do it.
All right, fine. Chris Lemke, he said, "No time to waste on pleasantries. You've just stolen several millions of dollars from the bank. The cops are coming. Who is your getaway driver, and what movie car is he driving? Good luck, Lemke." Great question. Matt, who's your getaway driver, and what movie car is he driving?
I mean, the first two that come to mind is Baby Driver and Ryan Gosling. I can't think of somebody that would fit the bill of this. And I love that several million dollars. You know how fucking heavy that would be? How many bags of even the $100 bills? It's a ridiculous amount of cash. So we need a big car.
Yeah.
But you need something fast. Well, okay. So I'm going to set it like in the Fast and the Furious world.
There we go.
They can defy physics.
Yeah.
And then take like a Brinks truck that can somehow hop other cars and make a turn going 95 like on rails. That's what I'll do. I'll still take one of Baby Driver or Ryan Gosling from Driver.
All right. I think if we're dealing with the somewhat believable real world of like Fast and Furious and Baby Driver and all that, I think I
get the fuck out of here. Baby Driver is supposed to be real. Fast and the Furious, they're fighting the submarines. It's fucking ridiculous.
The Rock is hitting missiles with his hand.
Yeah, they lasso helicopters in the offshoots. Like, this is the same world. It's fucking utterly ridiculous.
It's a great point you bring up, though, about how heavy millions of dollars would be. So then my idea is you want a light driver, but a heavy car.
Sure.
So I guess I go Paul Walker.
Okay.
But in like one of those trucks that The Rock drives in Hobbs and Shaw, one of those massive Hummers. So you can throw everything in there. It can handle the weight, but it's the kid driving. Now, if we're dealing with a fantastical world, then my answer is the Blues Brothers, because that car apparently could survive anything and outran hundreds of Chicago police cars. So.
If we're talking about a fantastical world, then I choose Optimus Prime. He's already a truck. Who's stopping
That's a good
him?
Point. Should have been my choice.
We're talking about pure fantasy here. Sure. Or the Millennium Falcon.
This dude right here. That's who you're talking about. This truck right here, Optimus Prime. So, yeah.
How many Funko Pops you got?
5. I keep it chill.
But you keep them in box because you
want to. I don't want to. Yeah.
What? Keep the pristine value of something they made 3 billion units of?
Yeah. Baze Malbus. There you go.
I don't know who that is. I'm assuming it's a Star Wars character.
Rogue One. Yeah. Rogue One. The 2 dudes from Rogue One. The two.
Oh, okay. The heavy Gatling gun?
Yeah, he's the dude with the heavy Gatling gun. Yeah.
Okay.
And I have Iron Man and Wolverine and one more. I can't remember what the other one is, but yeah. But I don't. Yeah, I keep him in the box. I'm a man. I'm not going to play with them. Yeah, I'm just put them up there to have them. No offense to anyone listening who is above age and wants to play with their toys or figures. I just leave them there. So there you go. All right.
I have one that was sent to us by a fan. So thank you very much.
Right.
But it's the only one I have. I mean, I've seen someone be like, "Oh, that's cool," but I don't need it, so I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, they've gotten so far down the wormhole of doing characters that you can pretty much throw a dart. Like there's a White Men Can't Jump coming out.
Is it really?
Yeah.
With both Sydney and what's his face? Yeah. Nice.
And yeah, exactly. And just like, oh, that's fun. I don't need that, but that's fun. Yeah, I can't remember how. Maybe it was on Twitter, and I saw Funko Pop, and they're like, "Here comes our," like MCU announcing their coming slate. They did the same thing. I'm sure there are people just jazzed about that.
Is it Sidney Dean and Billy Hoyle? Is that the names?
Correct.
Nice.
Billy Hoyle and Sidney Dean.
Still in there.
We going Sizzler. A movie that Stanley Kubrick said was fantastic. It's the God's honest truth. He loved it, and he watched it a bunch of times right before he died, and he thought it was pretty perfect.
Oh, that's hilarious, dude. That's like, of all the films.
Exactly, of all the films. Something I saw in theaters like 3 times, 4 times. I took a date to, and by date, I mean I was in 7th grade, and I took a girl to the movies.
Right.
6th grade, whatever year that was.
Chaperone.
Mm-hmm. I put on my best silk button-up short sleeve shirt. You know what I mean? Did you have that phase?
Oh, silk. No, I don't think I went through silk.
Oh, there was like a 2-year time where that was the choice. Like you want to look good for the ladies type of thing. You put on this silk.
Oh.
And they were block colored, like standard, just black or whatever, or they had like patterns type of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like a Bahama shirt in silk, but still there was some sort of pattern.
I don't remember. I think rugby shirts I was into in the 80s when those things coming out of places like, what was the name of that store in Virginia? I forget the name of that store. It started with a B.
Hot Topic?
No, it was not Hot Topic.
Here comes John and his goth polo.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hey, anybody else's mom mean to them too?
Black fingernail polish. No, not me.
No, me either. I was friends with some kids like that.
Totally, man.
Yeah, I never got into it. It's just like, all right, well, enjoy your Doc Marten boots.
I hooked up with a girl all through high school who was a goth girl. Like we hooked up all 4 years. I was there, and dude, tubby, bowl haircut, Roca in the first couple of years of high school was getting his ass kicked all the time, and slightly better shape, better haircut, Roca, who would still wear like polo shirts and like kind of those kinds of things. This goth girl, for whatever reason, she had a thing. I had a thing for her. and it was that tasting of the other side. She kind of looked like Stephanie Beatrice does in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. She was just same body shape, really thin, but she had the big black hair, and she was olive skinned. And we were just like, I remember us making out in the library one time, a public library in the town, just totally randomly ran into each other there and just kind of made out in the foot. And so it's just like really weird. But yeah, I never was into it though. I never showed up at goth concerts or, went to go see the Smiths or any kind of shit like that. It wasn't a thing.
Yeah, never.
The 930 Club.
Not my cup of tea. It's fine if that's what you're into. I don't really give a shit.
Right. No judgment.
Yeah, it's like whatever. I'm trying to figure out with all the raging hormones that are going on inside of me, what in the world I'm doing too. So
yeah, exactly. All right. Well, that's our answers to that one. Thanks, Chris. What's the next one, man?
All right. Our next one comes from old Robert, the man from down under.
Hello.
It says, "Hi, John and Matt. I've got a few food-related questions for you both.
Ooh, okay.
Is there a single type of food that you could or have had in the past for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? For me, it has always been pizza. Ever since I was a little kid, I have always loved pizza and would usually look forward to leftovers the next morning. Sadly, not much has changed in 30-odd years. Number 2, what is your go-to pizza? Also, what toppings can you not get your head around? It is interesting as toppings and pizza style can vary from country to country. Being Australian with Italian parents, my go-to is what's called a capricosa, consisting of sauce, cheese, ham, mushrooms, olives, and most importantly, anchovies, and a generous amount of anchovies. I am also partial to a pizza called the Hawaiian, consisting of sauce, cheese, ham, and pineapple that is popular in Australia, but there are many people who believe pineapple does not belong on pizza. I don't know why, but it just works for me. Personally, I don't understand how people put either an egg, chicken, or barbecue sauce on pizza. Hopefully, this brings up some new talking points on the podcast for you both, and thanks for the endless content you both provide us all. Regards, Robert Sorace."
Okay.
All right. Yeah. What's a single type of food that you can have?
Certainly pizza's probably been that for sure. I have had pancakes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner too.
Okay.
So I would throw that in the mix as well. And steak. I've had steak for breakfast, lunch, and dinner before. Yeah, because I've had steak and eggs in the morning. I've done a Chipotle burrito that's steak in the afternoon for lunch, and then maybe steak and rice at night. So I have done those in my life. What about you?
Well, I guess for any three, the easiest for me would be some sort of breakfast configuration of like bacon and eggs in the morning. Like I can do bacon and eggs and potatoes. All 3 meals, I have zero problem with that. Breakfast is my favorite. Pizza, I just can't. Anything that's too heavy, and somehow I convince myself that bacon, eggs, and potatoes aren't heavy. I don't know why my brain works like that. But pizza to me is too heavy, so I can't do 3 meals because I'll feel bad at the end of the night.
Right. That's understandable.
I'm sure that I could, I have zero problem with it. But actually having done like breakfast, any kind of breakfast concoction, I'm more than happy to have breakfast any time of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So what was the one after that? All right. So for pizza, what do you have a go-to? And is there a topping you can't get your head around?
Yeah, everything he mentioned, I can't get my head around. Anchovies, I don't understand putting anchovies on a pizza. That's just beyond the pale for me. And pineapple. I don't understand how people have Hawaiian pizzas. I do not agree with a pineapple on a pizza that is a citrus combined with an acidic.
Have you had it?
Yes, and it's terrible. It's terrible.
I've had it and it's been excellent.
Ugh, you're insane. When I was in Britain studying back in '98 with Florida State, I remember I went to a Pizza Hut and they had buffets at that Pizza Hut, so you could pay a certain amount.
I've been to Pizza Hut like that.
Right, and the Supreme they had though had corn in it. That's another thing I don't understand. How can you put corn on pizza? That's a stew at that point. So you're fucking with my head about what I can expect. So. But my go-to pizza nowadays is sorry, Robert, it is chicken, meatball, and black olives. That combo works really well for me.
That is an interesting combo.
I like it because it's got the saltiness in the meatball. It's got somewhat of the healthiness in the chicken, and then the black olive kind of gives it a little bit extra of a different salty flavor to it as well. And I usually get extra sauce. As well. I like extra sauce.
Okay.
But that's my go-to. It used to be the Supreme or the Meat Lovers, but I'm going to die if I keep going down that route. So those are delicious. They are.
It's rare to find a pizza that I don't like a white sauce.
Yeah, I don't like white sauce either.
Just because it's like, hey, you know that thing that already has cheese and meat and it's fucking terrible for you? What if we put Alfredo sauce on it? You're like, fucking Christ, guys. And then we stuff the crust. You're like, Jesus.
Oh, that's too much. The stuffed crust, I can't do stuffed crust.
It's too much.
There's already pizza. There's already cheese on it.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't mind an anchovy. It's fine. It's not my favorite, but it's fine. I don't like chicken on pizza.
Wow. Really?
It's just too bland. It's like basically I'm already being gluttonous when I have pizza. So why am I trying to convince myself of having the health? Although I do like a veggie pizza when it's done right. But to me, if I'm going to have meat, I want pepperoni. I want sausage.
Right.
Like
fair.
Give me stuff that I don't have every day type of thing. And just, I'm going to be a glutton. Then let me enjoy the gluttony. But yeah, my favorite pizza right now is a veggie pizza that Catherine makes. That's off menu, but it's really good. It's fucking artichoke hearts and nutmeg. Nutmeg is the secret.
Oh, wow.
But it adds just this nice little complexity to it. But you like the double sauce? You like it extra saucy?
Yeah, I like the extra sauce. I don't like extra cheese, but I like extra sauce. And that covers what you're talking about, the chicken. It's essentially kind of mixed in. So I don't taste the blandness of the chicken. I actually think the chicken is accentuated by having the sauce be a part of it, along with the meatball and the black olives. I mean, when I go to Blaze, I'll do spinach. I'll do chicken, meatball, ham, and then green peppers, spinach, mushrooms, black olives. That's my combo when I go to Blaze. But Pizza Hut, because the pizza's already so damn heavy and fattening, because I like to get pan. I don't like to get thin.
Oh, yeah. Fuck that. If you're going to Pizza Hut, you want that buttery, just deliciousness.
Yeah.
Pizza Hut, yeah. I can taste that fucking crust right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's the best. It's the best.
What about a buffalo chicken pizza?
Nope.
Can't Me either. I don't understand why people love it.
Don't get it. And I don't like the barbecue sauce on the pizza.
Me either. I'm not a barbecue chicken pizza fan. I don't fucking get it.
That's the only choice. I can't do it. And if you throw onions on it, fuck off. I can't do it either.
Oh, no. I love onions. Give it to me. How are we doing it? Straight just red, so they've got a nice pop to them, or do caramelized white. That's delicious. I love onions.
All right, fair enough.
That's the best. It's rare when there's any kind of topping that I'm not willing to try and enjoy. But like barbecue, I don't know, just the sweet with all of it doesn't really work for me.
Agreed. Yeah.
I think the pineapple, though, if you get roasted pineapple and put it on there, it adds, because it's not like the super sweet of just pure sugar and a barbecue sauce, molasses or whatever the fuck that is. Right. But it blends really well. But I've only had it like a handful of times. It's not like if it was on the menu.
Yeah.
But this was we have 7 varieties, and be like, oh, I'll try a slice of that.
Yeah.
Like if you go into a party or something and they order a bunch of different varieties. But yeah, I think I don't know that there's any. I mean, have you ever had a bad slice, even if you didn't like the pizza, but you're like, this is dog shit?
Yeah, I mean the Hawaiian. Okay. I really did. I had one bite, absolutely hated it, and then threw out the rest of the piece. And because someone had got it for me, wanting me to try it, and I was just like, yeah, I tried it. This is terrible. It doesn't make any sense to me. The anchovy thing, I just don't like fish on anything. Unless I'm getting it as a separate dish, right? Like salmon or something like that, or even like fish and chips, that's fine with me. But like, I don't want it on.
I mean, I brought up to you in the past, but one of the best pizzas I've ever had was an octopus pizza. And
I'd like to try that. Where'd you get that at?
That was when we went over to do the live show, and when we went down to Spain, got it in Madrid.
Oh, nice.
But it was fucking. Well, it was also, I think that they used a stick of butter on top, right. Because you do drawn butter with lobster and stuff like that. So with
Mhm.
octopus, I've never done drawn butter, but there was like, they made the pizza and then there was so much fucking butter that's kind of impossible to not be good
Yeah.
at that point, but it was delicious.
Lobster pizza is curious.
I would have, yeah. I've never had that, but I would eat that.
I would try lobster pizza.
I'd try shrimp. Yeah, I wouldn't want like a whitefish, like halibut, and be like, I don't know, that's not really, although halibut's got a nice little fat to it, so that could work. But salmon would probably be gross.
Salmon would be gross. Like scallops, you wouldn't really, it wouldn't, there would be no difference to the pizza, right? I mean, like scallops, unless you season scallops, it's not going to have that much of a flavor to it.
Yeah, and you'd have to cut them down.
Yes.
And they'd be, yeah. I don't know about that one. Or tuna, no thank you.
Is there a meat, aside from fish, is there a meat that you would never have on a pizza other than chicken, I guess?
I mean, I'll have chicken. It just, I would rather have, I can't think of one. Do you have one preloaded?
What's the, salami. I wouldn't put salami on a pizza.
I've had salami on pizza. Good. I've had brisket on pizza. I've had.
Ooh, brisket is interesting. I like
I pulled pork.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I've had a decent amount. I can't think of a specific, because what meat don't you like, and basically just put that on a pizza.
I guess that's what it's like. The more of the saltier meats don't really grab my interest in terms of putting it on a pizza.
Okay.
Yeah. What's the other one that comes with, like, when you get wine and you get that kind of meat with the plate? What's that plate you get with the charcuterie plate?
Oh, charcuterie plate?
Yeah, whatever that meat is that comes on it.
Well, it'll be something like salami or pepperoni. It'll be a cured meat of some kind.
Yeah.
But those are, once they cook up, all that fat and salt blends into the pizza, so it should be pretty good. It should be salami, basically just be like a different version of pepperoni.
Fair.
Well,
I do like pepperoni. Pizza.
What's your choice, pepperoni or sausage? You can only have one.
Oh shit! It's
a no-brainer to me.
That is tough. God damn it, that's tough. You answer. I'm still thinking. You answer. Oh, yeah.
While I love the texture and the meatiness that you get with sausage, the flavor explosion with pepperoni destroys it. So pepperoni is my choice. And you get like the cupping pepperoni, and it holds the grease in it as it cups, and it just the taste is off the charts compared to sausage is good. Yeah. And sometimes can be really good, but there are times when pepperoni is excellent.
I gotta say, I think I have to agree with you on that. I don't know if I've ever eaten a pepperoni pizza that wasn't good. Even like from the fucking bowling alley.
Dog shit. It's still all right.
It's still good. It's still you can still enjoy the experience. Mm-hmm. Whereas with sausage, it's not always the case. It depends on what sausage you put on it. Exactly. Whereas straight up pepperoni, this is the way to go. I don't like. There's a reason Costco only has supreme pepperoni and cheese. There's a reason.
I'm sure you, like I've had sausage pizza where I could hardly tell that there's sausage on it. And even the shittiest pepperoni, it's impossible not to taste the pepperoni.
Yeah, that saltiness comes through.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. I even get it from Trader Joe's. I get that pepperoni pizza at Trader Joe's. It's done in 25 minutes, ready to eat. And it's fucking excellent. So,
I have not had that, but perhaps I will.
It's easy cook. It's an easy cook. All right. I guess that's it. Thanks, Robert. Appreciate the question. We agree with you on barbecue. I've never put egg on a pizza, so I don't know.
I have.
That
it's good.
Be like. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Crack an egg like they do it, and it's tough to get it because I like my eggs sunny side up.
Yeah.
So you get that yolk.
Ooh,
so if they do it right, and then you cut the yolk and it spreads out over the whole, slice or two slices or whatever, and it's fucking. But that's only if you like egg yolks. If you don't, I'm sure it's gross as hell to you.
That's a great thing on a burger. Fucking love egg on a burger. Oh.
Fried egg, and then you bite into it, and it just the delicious yolk
soaks right into it. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's so good. Well, once I started eating my eggs like that, I couldn't believe. I was 18 or 19 or something trying that because I always had omelets.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I still like an omelet, but I will sunny side up is the way to go for me.
Mm-hmm. I've started doing hash now, steak hash for breakfast when we go out somewhere, and doing a medium sunny side up, perfect. Just drips all over it. It's fantastic. It's a great new discovery in my breakfast eating. So yeah. Anyway, all right. Thanks, Robert. Thanks to everybody who sent in a question. We appreciate it. We'll get to more of them on the next episode of Topic Thunder. But thanks to all of you who are patrons and have sent in stuff and had heard the call that we need more comments, more questions, more thoughts. So please keep sending them in. You're a patron. It's one of the perks you get, and we get to all of them. We rarely skip a question. So please send them all in.
Yeah, I think the only ones we've ever skipped are when people have suggestions for show ideas or other things that are not related specifically to this. So I don't think we've ever skipped a specific question, except, well, maybe Limke's Downer one.
Oh, yeah.
When we were already having a bad time and it was like, hey,
True. Very true.
But anyway, yeah, we always get to it. And then if you are a patron and you're listening to this and you are a member at $10 and up, we are doing our live show right now.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this in the morning, it's happening at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So noon Pacific Standard Time. So 3 p.m. On the East Coast, 8 p.m. across the pond. Like, join us over there if you are a patron. We're looking forward to that. And hopefully that becomes a recurring show. We're thinking about doing that potentially twice a month going forward. So join us. There's a link up on Patreon that only you can see, and head over to patreon.com/the top 10 with the number 10 if you want to be a part of this show or see us doing the show live in the future.
Yeah, definitely. Do all of that. You can follow Matt at Matt Nost. Follow me at The Roca Says, and go and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. If you haven't, as Matt said, we're going to be going live. So why not be a subscriber as well and be a part of it even more so when you become a patron, for sure. All right. We're out of here. Take care of yourselves, everybody. We'll talk to you next time. Another brand new episode of Topic
Thunder.